I believe that the only thing I want to do is write novels. Some failures in life are inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so carefully that you may as well not live at all, in which case you fail miserably. No matter how much money you have, self-respect really lies in figuring out what's best for you. It is very possible to live a very moral life without belief in God, and I think it is very possible to live a life filled with misunderstanding and belief in God. It takes great courage to stand against our enemies, but it is as strong as against our friends. There are some things you can't share without eventually liking each other. The first story I finished was when I was 6 years old. I'll keep writing for sure, but I don't know if I want to publish again after Harry Potter. The fear of the name increases the fear of the thing itself.
I don't know where the idea came from, and I hope I never do. It would spoil my joy if it turns out that I just have a cute little wrinkle on the surface of my brain, which makes me think of an invisible train platform.
I don't think there's anything wrong with letting a child fantasize. Actually, I think stopping people from fantasizing is a very destructive thing. Some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. Whatever money you might have, self-worth really lies in finding out what you do best. If it's a good book, anyone will read it. I'm totally unashamed about still reading things I loved in my childhood. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. I have never been remotely ashamed of having been depressed. Never. What's to be ashamed of? I went through a really rough time, and I'm quite proud that I got out of that. Life is difficult and complicated and beyond anyone's total control, and the humility to know that will enable you to survive its vicissitudes. Humans have a knack of choosing precisely those things that are worst to them. We're all human, aren't we? Every human life is worth the same and worth saving. Failure is so important. We speak about success all the time. It is the ability to resist failure or use failure that often leads to greater success. I've met people who don't want to try for fear of failing. The book is like a mirror. If the one who looks at him is a fool, you cannot expect that the one who is reflected is a genie. I write for myself. I don't think anyone will enjoy this book more than I felt when I read it. Some things are just better to be mere imagination. Start by writing down the things you know. Write about your own experiences and feelings. I was afraid that I could not find a reason to continue writing. If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are far more than our abilities. It does not do well to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. But you know, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Every human life is worth the same and worth saving. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Of course it is happening inside your head, Harry, but why on earth should that mean that? It is not real. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I am what I am, and I'm not ashamed. Never be ashamed, my old dad used to say. There's some who'll hold it against you, but they're not worth bothering with. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Never trust anything that can think for itself if you can't see where it keeps its brain. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. You sort of start thinking anything's possible if you've got enough nerve. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Dark and difficult times lie ahead. Soon we must all face the choice between what is right and what is easy. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Suffering like this proves you are still a man. This pain is part of being human. The fact that you can feel pain like this is your greatest strength. We are only as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. Differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open. Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it. Understanding is the first step to acceptance, and only with acceptance can there be recovery. Thanks.